And what I wanted to focus on is the overwhelming amount of Star Wars projects that are in the works. And what made me think of this was Corey Van Dyke. He is a member of Kessel Run Transmissions. I always see them pop up on Twitter, so I wanted to just throw that plug out because I'm all about just the Star Wars fan community being in a great spot. So go check out their work if you haven't already. He sent this tweet out, and it made me think. So I'm just going to read the tweet first, and then we'll dive into kind of what our focus will be. Corey Van Dyke tweeted the following: pure speculation, but based on some things we've heard, here's what I think the Star Wars schedule will be like in 2022. December 2021 through February 2022 will be Boba. That is really long compared to what I was thinking. February through April will be Mando 3. April through June will be Kenobi. June through August will be Andor. September through November will be Bad Batch 2. That's new information to me. And then November through January, Ahsoka. That is only the big TV schedule. And that is all in the next year, according to Kessel Run Transmissions. Like I said, that is overwhelming in my opinion. Like, Star Wars has always been one of those things for me where rarity makes it kind of better. Like, it's a huge moment. You get a movie here, you have to wait 2 to 3 years to get the next movie. It's a huge moment. But with all of these projects, and again, I'm super excited and happy that we're getting them. But with all those projects lined up, I am a little bit concerned just about overwhelming it. Just a ton of projects on the board that maybe, again, I know when Solo came out, people were like, oh, Star Wars fatigue, it bombed. And I don't want that to happen again. What do you think about that? Am I being crazy for feeling this way kind of initially? What are your thoughts?
You're being crazy, man. Come on. You're being crazy.
Okay, that's fair. Tell me why. Tell me why.
All right, here's my pitch. All right.
Okay.
We're going
Let's
back
hear
into
it.
pitch mode. So my pitch is what a time to freaking be alive. All
Oh,
right.
fair enough, man.
That's my
Fair
pitch.
enough.
All right. Yeah, there you go. No, what I really am trying to say there is we are so lucky to be in a space where that is the slate. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
Like banger, 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 banger. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right. We got the asterisks in there. But just going off what we know of what they can do, man, I am pumped. And another thing that gets me really excited is I kind of was the same way as you with the movies, where I like them to be, big events, and I'm waiting and anticipating, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to do what I do best and bring Marvel into this. These Marvel shows have proven to me that if you can drip feed me content and it be different, all in on that. Because I love the WandaVision being weird, and then Falcon Winter Soldier being Marvel, and then Loki being whatever the heck Loki's going to be, right? So that's proven to me that I get excited about seeing these things drop weekly, like they used to be back in when we were kids, early 2000s. Things would drop weekly, and we would have something to talk about, especially on Mando Talk.
Well, that helps us, definitely.
I mean, definitely. But I just mean like us as friends and people around the water cooler at work, around the podcast, right? It's just gives us something to talk about, gets me something to be pumped about, because boom, tomorrow we're getting Falcon Winter Soldier, baby, and I am pumped. So if I can turn that into Boba or Mando or Kenobi, I'm ready for Kenobi.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and it does,
Crazy.
again, it helps us on our end for what we do because it gives us weekly content. Let's just call it how we see it. And like you said, and this is a big if, and this is why I guess I'm feeling this way, is because in the past they've had this idea of let's put out Star Wars content back to back almost, and it didn't go well. I guess that's
right.
why I'm feeling this way. And maybe you need to come to the light side and convince me, and you're doing that a little bit. So I appreciate that. It was just a feeling that I got when I read that tweet. Like, man, that is a lot. And like you said, It's great. What a time to be alive. We're getting so much Star Wars content. Let's
Hmm.
just make sure that we execute it. I don't want us to, again, like we did a couple years ago, feel like, oh, we got to catch up with Marvel. We got to put out movies 6 months
Agreed.
in between each other. Let's not do it just for the sake of doing it. Let's
Right.
make sure the content is golden. And I'm 100% confident in like the whole Mandoverse thing that they got going on because Favreau and Filoni.
Exactly.
Where I get a little
But
unconfident is when they're not involved. However, I do feel confident in Deborah Chow with Kenobi because she kind of breaks off that tree of Favreau and Filoni.
mhm.
So it's kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Whatever.
You can't convince me that they don't have their fingers in the other ones.
Oh, absolutely.
Which
And
that sounds weird, but like they're getting their hands on it and they're
yeah,
molding it too.
yeah.
So
And
I think I think that's maybe why I'm so naive to it, where
mhm,
they've proven to me with Mandalorian that they know what the crap they're doing.
right.
So if they want to expand this universe and Disney Plus, right? We've talked about it over and over before.
Hmm.
What a just masterclass in a streaming service. First of all, their quality of their service is so good because I don't have great internet. Okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere here, and it's like nothing. It just looks great on the screen. I don't even have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
So you combine that with great visuals, with great storytelling, and I'm all in on that. So I agree with you that it might go bad because it's a lot of content.
Hmm.
However, another good thing about having so much is okay, maybe Andor sucks, right? We got Bad Batch 2 coming. Boom.
Apparently. Yeah.
Well, apparently, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But do you know what I mean by that? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how I felt about the Marvel stuff where WandaVision, okay, maybe I didn't, I love WandaVision, but maybe if I didn't, I've got Falcon Winter Soldier
Okay.
coming.
I was about to say,
Sorry,
hold
sorry,
up,
sorry.
man. You didn't like
Sorry.
WandaVision.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I meant, though. Like maybe if Falcon Winter Soldier sucked, it does not. But if it did, we got Loki coming. So that's another thing we can put in the pro column of this is
Yeah.
that it gives us a good chance to, I guess, cleanse our palate if it is bad. But
Right.
it all
And
goes back to you got to do a good job.
I do think too, Disney Plus content, I think, is a little more forgiving than a big
100%.
movie. Like if you
100%.
stumble a little bit on Disney Plus, I don't think it's gonna hurt the gut as if the fan base as much as a film would.
Well, because guess what? Next week you got another episode.
True. True.
And then the
Now,
next week you got another episode.
right. And we have been specifically focusing on all of those television projects. But again, just to remind all of our listeners out there,
Yeah.
here's the movie list. We got Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins, Taika Waititi's directed film, Kevin Feige's produced film, and it's still on the Star Wars webpage. So I'm still going to talk about it as being confirmed. Ryan Johnson's trilogy, all apparently in the works. So we got 4 total movies in the works. We got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Disney Plus shows. That's counting animation stuff like Visions and A Droid Story. We haven't even talked about Lando, Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, The Acolyte. Yeah, a lot. And
That's a lot.
the Acolyte is still something that me and you are really, really,
Dude,
really pumped
I
about.
mean, look at my image right now. Give me the acolyte. All right. Come
Okay,
on,
and
man.
give me Kenobi over the
Oh,
Acolyte
oh,
since we're going light
yeah.
side, dark
Fair.
side there.
Fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm freaking pumped for a
Yeah.
Kenobi, dude.
Okay, so I did want to kind of talk about some things though from this list. Just
Yes.
some takes because unlike Corey Van Dyke and those at Kessel Run Transmissions, I cannot say with confidence at all what this schedule is going to be like. So
Yeah.
if you're coming to Mando Talk for inside scoops, I'm sorry, I'm just not there yet. We'll try to get there one day.
We'll get there, but yeah, as of today,
Yeah, but I wanted to share some takeaways from this list, even though we've already kind of talked a little bit, but we haven't really even gotten to any of my takeaways. So let's do that. First takeaway, like I said, I cannot predict these. However, I do think once we get an official release date for Mando season 3, that Star Wars and Lucasfilm's project, like plan will be a little bit more clear as far as what they're going for. Like, are they going for the back-to-back releases like Marvel? Are they trying to space them out a little bit more? I think we'll know whenever we finally get confirmation behind when Mando 3 will be coming. That's my
I think
first takeaway.
and just to chime in, I think we would know more if COVID didn't happen.
I think so too. And I think that has caused them to hesitate on announcing things.
100%, dude. Like
Um,
they've got it planned out, and COVID jacked it up a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit, right? Because it's
yeah,
jacked up all of our timings for things. But
dude, it has,
um,
man.
they just don't want to commit because that's what we're seeing big time. I say we, but that's what they're seeing in the big time in the video game space, where these people have come out and announced these games and release dates, and almost all the games are getting pushed because I mean, it's way harder to work remote. And then if you're doing a full production, you got to keep everyone masked. Then you got to do all these regulations. Like, it's a lot and it's a big commitment. And you know how we fans get when you tell us a date, it better freaking be
It
the date,
it
right?
better, or else we got issues.
That's right. So just don't tell me. I'd rather be naive and be innocent. I don't want to know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Second point, second takeaway, or second
Mm.
thought. I really, and I'm getting even a little bit away from notes here. Part of me really doesn't want The Mandalorian to come out at a different time of the year. Like, part of me is just like stuck to this idea of Star Wars is king in the winter months. They established that with the sequels. When those movies came out, you knew it's Christmas time. I get to hang out with my family. In the meantime, too, let's all go watch the brand new Star Wars stuff together. I did. I ended up doing the same thing with The Mandalorian. Whenever we were with family, I was like, you know what? I have a podcast called Mando Talk where we talk about The Mandalorian. So first of all, you need to watch The Mandalorian. Let's do that
Yeah.
together real quick, and then come check me out and listen to Mando
Yeah.
Talk.
Give me that like, you know what I'm
So part of me is like, man, I really wish Mando 3 was still coming out in those fall winter months. But my take to that is if they switch that, it better be in the summer. I want them to treat Mando 3 like the primetime thing that it is. Mando has, I guess, dominated or established itself as king for Star Wars right now. It's what is bringing a lot of fans into the game again. So treat it that way. That's one thing that I just wanted to talk about because according to this timeline, Corey Van Dyke from Kessel Run Transmission says Mando 3 in February to April. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly.
I 100% agree with you. I
Thank you.
I would love to have Mando in the prime time summer run. But if I'm being honest, I think I agree. I've got to go with I love having it in the fall and winter because it
Okay,
gives me
sweet.
something to look forward to. I think my birthday's in December, so I really like having Star Wars around there, which is
Mm-hmm.
cool. But
Exactly.
it also gives me something to look forward to when it's free, when it's cold outside and I'm not doing much. It's dark. Like it gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And another reason why I want it in the fall and winter is because if this list is true, then we're getting Dagum Kenobi in April and June. Like,
Mm-hmm.
mm, that's good. I'm good with that one
That's
because
true.
I'd like to believe that they're treating that one as prime time as well, especially with the cast list that they dropped on us. I think they're taking that very seriously, and they're
Mm-hmm.
dropping some dough on it, which is what I like to hear
I think so
on a
too.
show called Kenobi.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, absolutely. Now we have already kind of touched on this, so I won't spend time on it, but I'll go ahead and read it. I do want them to pace these shows out. I don't want them to feel like they have to copy Marvel's formula. We've already kind of touched on that, so let me go ahead and get to the next one. Here is my perfect formula, and it sounds like they're trying to get away from it, which is fine. Prove me wrong, but I would always just be confident and comfortable with two live action shows, one in the summer, one in the winter, the holiday months, and one animation show directly in between. I feel like that's the perfect. We're pleasing the fan base, but we're also pumping out fresh content a lot compared to what Star Wars used to do. I feel like that's the perfect formula, and I hope that they don't try to cram more than that personally.
I I might agree with you, dude. I don't know.
Dude, let's go.
I don't mean to do this. Like I love the dropping content on me because I'm just a content hog. I love
Yeah.
getting new stuff and looking forward to things.
Hmm.
Uh, but if we're talking grand scheme of a year, you might be right in Star Wars because it's different than Marvel. And I don't want them to, I agree, I don't want them to try to do the same thing. It's a different, um, it's like drinking two different drinks. It's like
Yeah.
one's a Coke and one's a Sprite, right?
Hmm.
Like
Oh,
they're
yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say we got to go different products, but then we just talked about a couple weeks ago how Marvel and Star Wars are a team now, so it does make
exactly.
more sense to go to Coke products. I'll give you
That's
that.
what I'm saying. So see, I'm already ahead of you, boy. But yeah, so I think you might be right with the summer, fall, winter drops with the animation in the middle. And if
Mhm.
they do that, 2 years in a row, we'll know what to expect. We know it's coming. Um, mm, Maybe even do the fall, winter and make it not fall, winter, make it like fall, spring and
Mm,
like really get it out of there. Maybe like end of
yeah.
fall, early spring. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot. And
I don't
again,
know.
because Corey, and I don't want to make this sound like a bash, but what Corey Van Dyke tweeted out is not permanent. Like that is not
Oh, yeah,
100%
yeah, yeah, yeah.
accurate.
Right.
This
That's
is
right.
just what he and their group is hearing. So I do think it's possible though. And I mean, I guess currently we're just as right as they are until we're proven otherwise. That
Right.
it could be that it could be two live action shows with an animation directly in the middle. That way they're sticking to just three things per year. I think that's a healthy pace, and I would love to see that. But again, if you want to give me more, I'll eat it. If you want to give me
Yeah,
more fries from McDonald's, I'll eat them.
that's right.
Just
That's
keep it
right.
coming.
And another reason why I think he might be on to something, just looking at what we have in our notes,
Hmm.
just the amount of what they've already announced. Like,
Yeah.
if they go on that route, it's going to be like 5 or 6 years worth of content.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's why I think I lean more towards him being more realistic.
Right. Because they've already announced all of these things. I see what
That's
you're
right.
saying.
And it's only, I mean, man, it's a lot. So
Yeah. Because apparently we're getting reports, and we won't go into this, but we're getting leaks and rumors that Ahsoka's set is already ready to go and ready to start shooting. So we'll see.
they're cranking them out, man. I know
Yeah.
you don't want to hear that, but they cranking them out.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
keep them subscribers, dude.
I
Disney
know. I know.
Plus.
I know. That's true. And my last takeaway, just to all the fans, like you've already alluded to, don't be shocked if some of these things get delayed. It doesn't mean these projects are in trouble. It's just the reality of the situation. COVID has shifted everything, and we're going to see that effect for multiple years from here. 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years from now, we're still going to see the effects of COVID in the entertainment industry. So don't be surprised and don't think that it's because the project is horrible if these things get delayed.
Touche. That's all I'll say
Touche.
about that.
Okay.